Hello, turkeys of the interweb. Happy Thanksgiving. Today we're going to be making an amazing sweet potato casserole with a pecan streusel. I'm Chef Cash White, and I'm here today because God delivered me from my circumstances and put me in a place where I can share my love of cooking with you. Let's get started. So one of my favorite dishes for Thanksgiving happens to be sweet potato casserole. And a lot of people do a lot of different things with them. You know, they put the marshmallows on top or do like a vanilla glaze. I've done a bunch of different things like that. The one that had been planted in my head has got like pecan streusel topping. We're gonna start here with some sweet potatoes, medium sized. I'm using 4 for this recipe. Just go ahead and get them peeled. They peel nice and easy like this. Get all the peeling off because these peelings aren't very good. And if you have an eye, something like that left over, just give a little scoop out. All we want is that nice, awesome orangeness. All right, you can save these peels and put them in your vegetable stock. And we're gonna take this bad boy and we're gonna chunk it up. So the whole idea with this is we're actually gonna make mashed potatoes, basically, is the idea to start with. We're gonna take them, we're gonna boil them, and then we're gonna mash them and then add some ingredients and then bake them. You wanna make sure that you're cutting them into equal portions, just little squares. All right, once you have them all chunked up, get your water boiling. I feel like we're always waiting on water to boil. You know, one of the things I've been learning a lot lately, I've been learning a lot of really cool phrases that I never knew existed. Catfishing, is that what it's called? It's like when somebody doesn't look like their profile picture. I have no idea why it's called that, but I heard that somebody said that the other day and I was like, what in the world? And the other one was noodling. Apparently that's catfishing with like your bare hands. Well, actual catfishing, not catfishing with a picture of yourself online, but like actually fishing for catfish in the water by sticking your hand like in their mouth and picking them up like this. More power to you if you do it. This may not be up my, I'll cook the fish for you if you do it. I'm not gonna do it. And I don't know, like, should I cut, like, do you serve it with pasta? I don't know. So we have our water boiling. We're gonna add our sweet potatoes in. Don't dump them in there because you're gonna splash hot water everywhere. Just take a couple of handfuls, get them close to the water and drop them in like that. And ta-da. All right, so while we're cooking those potatoes, we're gonna go ahead and make our streusel topping. We're gonna start with some room temperature butter. Got about 1/3 of a cup here cut into chunks. We're gonna put that in here. We're gonna pour in a cup of brown sugar, a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. When I do this, sometimes I envision myself as Julia Child, although I'm not as tall, but probably just as feminine. All right, and a cup of pecans. Now, you get in there with your hands. You want to break the butter up into small pieces. Don't let it touch your hand for too long, so you don't want it to melt, because you want chunks of butter in there. And so, you have your streusel topping. This is why I'm not allowed to drink energy drinks. All your big pieces of butter, just break them up into little pieces. All right. We have a 9 by 13 baking dish. I'm gonna grease this bad boy. Get me a little butter, just get down in there. This one goes out to the one. Are there any Thanksgiving songs? We have Christmas songs. You can leave them in the comments if you have any. There's gotta be a good song about a turkey. All right, just like that. So I've literally been standing here watching these potatoes cook for about 14 to 17 minutes. I counted 1 Mississippi, I'd stopped. They're nice and soft. The only way to really tell is pull one out, let it cool down a little bit, you know, make sure it's nice and mush. Now we're just gonna drain it. I have really good aim. All right, dump all those bad boys in that bowl. All that beautiful steam. It's good for your pores, it opens them up, lets your skin breathe. I have a potato masher here. You can use an immersion blender if you have it, a ricer if you'd like. I'm gonna use this. It's gonna leave some chunks, some bigger chunks in the potatoes, so I'll have more of a rustic feel. I'm gonna add a couple of ingredients. Of those, one is gonna be some beaten eggs. So I wanna add the other ingredients first and let this cool down so those eggs don't go in and actually turn into scrambled eggs. I'm gonna start right here. I have a 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Work that cream on through there. Got a 1/2 cup of melted butter. I'd really would consider bathing in butter. I'm gonna do 1 cup of white sugar. Everything's better with sugar. I know we've done a couple of keto recipes that don't have sugar or flour, but this is definitely not one of those. All right, and I got 2 eggs here. I'm gonna beat them up nice and good. Okay. These eggs are gonna act as a binding agent. They're gonna give this thing a little bit of body when we bake it. I'm gonna put a pinch of salt, maybe 2 pinches of salt because of the amount of food. 1 teaspoon of nutmeg and 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. Mix it all the way through, and then last but certainly not least, have a teaspoon of vanilla. Mix those guys all the way up. We are gonna pour that into this baking dish. This is good looking food right there. Spread that out nice and evenly, so we have it nice and even. Now we're gonna cover it with our streusel topping. What happens is after this cooks, that sugar melts and makes a nice crunchy crust on the top. All right, we've got this ready to go in the oven. We've already preheated our oven to 350 degrees. We're gonna pop this in here for about 25 minutes. And keep an eye on it. We wanna get a nice crust on top with this streusel topping. All right, so our sweet potato casserole has been in the oven for 25 minutes at 350. We're gonna go take a look and see how it's turning out. Oh my goodness, look at that. Got a beautiful topping on there. Smells delicious. We're gonna let this stand for a few minutes before we plate it, but I can guarantee you one thing, you're gonna have some happy people around your Thanksgiving table. Guys, thank you for sticking around through this recipe. I'm very happy to share these recipes with you. In turn, why don't you guys share a couple of comments with me? Click subscribe down below. Let me know how God's affecting positive change in your life, and let me know how these recipes turn out over your Thanksgiving break. The most important thing I wanna tell you guys every time we do these videos is this: keep the faith, enjoy the food. I love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. We did win. Overtime, 2-point conversion for a 35-34 win for the district championship. All you Gladewater Bear parents and Gladewater Bear players, congratulations on a fantastic season. Let's get ready for the playoffs. Gladewater is a little town in East Texas, about 5,000 people. It's where I grew up. When we were kids and we used to go toilet paper houses, we would do it during the Friday night football game because that's the only time when nobody in town was home.